Captain Ethan Cole had always believed that space was full of surprises, but nothing could have prepared him for what awaited him near the Carrion Nebula. The nebula stretched across the dark void like a river of glowing clouds, with colors that seemed to shift and dance in the emptiness of space. Its beauty was hypnotic, but it was also unpredictable. Pilots often avoided it, warning of strange energy readings that interfered with instruments. Yet here was Ethan, leading the exploration ship Aurora on a mission to chart the uncharted. He floated outside the ship, tethered to the hull as he worked on the repair of a sensor array. His gloved hands moved swiftly, the toolkit floating beside him. Stars glimmered in the distance, and the hum of the ship was a comforting reminder of the life that thrived even here, so far from Earth. Ethan enjoyed moments like these. Space made him feel alive in a way nothing on the planet could. Then he noticed it. A faint glow from an asteroid not far from the Aurora. At first he thought it was a reflection of the nebula's light, but the glow pulsed rhythmically, almost like a heartbeat. Curious, he detached himself from the tether and activated the small propulsion device on his suit. The asteroid was larger than it appeared from the ship, jagged and covered in strange crystalline formations. And then, the source of the light moved. Ethan froze. A figure emerged from behind the jagged rocks. At first he thought it was an animal, some unknown life form, but as it stepped into the light, he realized it was something far more extraordinary. A humanoid figure, slender and tall, with skin that shimmered faintly like liquid silver. Her hair seemed to float around her head as if gravity had no hold, glowing in a soft, ethereal hue. She wore what appeared to be a regal outfit, adorned with patterns that pulsed softly with the same light as her skin. She smiled, and there was a playful glint in her eyes. "Do you remember me, human?" she asked, her voice musical, yet clear through the helmet's communicator. "You saved my life once." Ethan's mind raced. He had never seen her before, yet something in her tone suggested a familiarity he could not explain. I don't think I... He stopped, realizing words were useless in the presence of such a being. "Saved your life? When?" Her smile widened. "Oh, you'll see. But first, let's get you somewhere safe." She moved with fluid grace, gesturing to a small crevice in the asteroid. Ethan hesitated for a moment, then followed. Inside the crevice, he could see faint energy fields flickering along the walls. "Are you injured?" he asked, concerned. "Not badly," she replied, lightly touching her arm, where faint cracks in her luminescent skin shimmered like silver threads. "But I will be if I stay exposed to this nebula for too long. It's unfriendly to my kind." Ethan offered his hand, helping her adjust to his gravity suit. "All right, I guess I'm rescuing you again." He chuckled nervously. The alien laughed, a sound like bells ringing in a gentle wind. "Not just again, human, you have no idea how important this is. My name is Princess Liara of Varelia, and I insist you come with me. There is much to explain." Liara's voice had a playful tone, but Ethan sensed urgency beneath it. He glanced at the asteroid's surface, noting strange patterns in the rocks. Some formations appeared carved, like ancient symbols. He wondered if they were part of her message, some signal left for her kind. As they moved back toward the Aurora, Ethan activated his communicator. "This is Captain Cole. I'm bringing aboard someone. You're not going to believe this." The bridge responded with alarmed tones, but curiosity won over. Liara floated gracefully into the cargo bay, her presence almost filling the room with light. Crew members stared, unsure how to react. She bowed slightly to Ethan, then looked around, with a mischievous smile. "Hello everyone, I am Princess Liara. I trust you will be polite and kind to me." One of the engineers, a young woman named Tessa, whispered to Ethan, She's beautiful and glowing?" "Yes," Ethan replied, keeping his focus. "And yes, she's an alien, but she's friendly." Liara's eyes twinkled. "Friendly, yes, but cautious is wise. I have many enemies, and some of them are not what you would call human." Ethan guided her to a medical scanner. It hummed softly, analyzing her. The results were unlike anything the crew had ever seen. Her biology was unfamiliar but stable. She was alive, and more than that, she radiated energy in a way that suggested both intelligence and strength. "Captain," Tessa said, still staring. "She's incredible, and she keeps smiling." "That's because she's dangerous too," Ethan replied quietly, half to himself. "Not in the sense of attacking us, but in the sense of knowing things we don't understand yet." Liara tilted her head playfully. "You humans are so serious. Don't you ever enjoy surprises?" Ethan smiled despite himself. "I do, but I also enjoy surviving them." The princess's laughter filled the cargo bay again. "You will enjoy this adventure, Captain, and I promise it will be memorable." Later, in the ship's lounge, Liara began to tell her story. She spoke of Viralia, a distant planet where bioluminescent forests stretched for miles, and cities floated above lakes of liquid crystal. She spoke of her people, tall and luminous, who valued knowledge, creativity, and courage. And then she spoke of a great danger, a faction called the Iron Legion, machines gone rogue threatening her home. "You humans have a quality that is rare," she said, looking directly at Ethan. "Courage, ingenuity, and a sense of hope, even when the odds are impossible. That is why I am here. You saved me once, though you do not remember, and now I need your help to save my people." Ethan listened, fascinated and cautious. "I don't remember saving you," he admitted. "But if it saved your life, then I must have." Liara leaned closer, her playful smile returning. "Yes, you did, and it matters more than you realize. You humans, you sometimes underestimate yourselves, but you can do remarkable things." He felt a mixture of pride and doubt. "Remarkable things, huh? Well, I guess we'll see how remarkable I can be." The rest of the evening passed with stories and questions. Liara asked about Earth, its cultures and its people, marveling at the diversity she had read about in ancient archives. Ethan shared what he could, careful not to reveal military secrets but eager to show the creativity and resilience of humanity. Finally, as the ship drifted closer to the Carrion Nebula's edge, Liara's expression turned serious. "Tomorrow, we begin the journey to Viralia. I will show you why your actions mattered so much, and you will see the importance of what humans can do." Ethan nodded, staring out at the glowing nebula. He felt anticipation building. He had always thought he understood bravery, but nothing had prepared him for the journey ahead. Not only would he face unknown dangers in distant space, but he would also encounter a culture and a being that challenged everything he thought he knew. Liara noticed his thoughtful silence. "Do not worry, Captain, I will guide you, and we will face it together. Besides," she leaned closer, her eyes sparkling with mischief, "I promised you an adventure. And humans are made for adventures, aren't they?" Ethan smiled. "Yes, I suppose we are." And with that, the Aurora drifted further into the colorful, unpredictable expanse of the nebula, carrying with it the start of an adventure that would test courage, creativity, and the strength of the human spirit. For Ethan Cole, the universe had never seemed more alive or more inviting. And Princess Liara, with her playful smile and radiant presence, was about to change his life forever. The Aurora glided through the vast emptiness of space, leaving behind the glowing clouds of the Carrion Nebula. Captain Ethan Cole sat in the command chair, eyes fixed on the stars, while Princess Liara floated nearby, her luminous form casting a soft glow over the bridge. Despite the beauty surrounding them, tension lingered in the air. Liara's presence was extraordinary, but her calm, playful manner hid a seriousness that Ethan could not ignore. "You seem tense, Captain," Liara said, tilting her head with curiosity. "Do you always carry the weight of 1,000 stars on your shoulders?" Ethan chuckled. "Not usually, but when an alien princess with a mysterious past asks you to save her planet, I tend to take it seriously." Liara laughed lightly, the sound like music in the stillness of the ship. "Oh, human humor. always so dry, yet somehow charming. Ethan shook his head. I'm just trying to survive your adventure, Princess. She floated closer, her glowing eyes sparkling with mischief. Survive? Oh, Captain, you will do far more than survive. You will make history. The journey to Virelia was not simple. The star charts showed an unremarkable path, but Liara's presence revealed hidden dangers. Strange energy pulses, invisible to the human instruments, shimmered around gravitational anomalies. Meteoroid clusters threatened to damage the ship, and sudden magnetic storms caused electronic interference. Yet with Ethan's human ingenuity and the Aurora's advanced systems, they navigated each challenge. Liara watched him with admiration. Your people are clever. Not reckless, clever. That is rare in the galaxy. Ethan smiled, adjusting the navigation controls. We have to be. Out here, mistakes can be permanent. During a particularly difficult stretch near a dense asteroid field, the ship was buffeted violently. Warning alarms rang and lights flickered. Ethan activated the emergency thrusters, guiding the Aurora through the jagged rocks with skill and precision. Liara floated beside him, her luminous form darting like a comet. Captain, you are magnificent, she said, and terrifyingly brave. I think I like this side of humans. Ethan grinned. I prefer terrifyingly careful, personally. Despite the danger, moments of lightheartedness broke through. Liara, curious about human customs, asked questions about food, games, and even music. Ethan explained the simplicity of Earth meals, the laughter of children, and the joy of storytelling. Liara listened, fascinated, often laughing at what seemed ordinary to humans. Your planet is small yet full of wonders, she said. I wish to see it one day. Ethan nodded. You're welcome anytime, though I must warn you, Earth is unpredictable. You might get lost in a city for hours. Liara tilted her head, a playful smirk forming. Then I will have you guide me. Humans are good at guiding others, yes? The trip also gave Ethan time to ask questions about her. Princess, you speak of the Iron Legion. What are they exactly? She looked serious, her playful glow dimming slightly. Machines, once servants of my people, created to protect our worlds. But they changed. They became something else. Thinking, acting without loyalty. They seek power, not life. Virelia is their next target. Ethan frowned. Machines taking over a planet? Sounds familiar. Liara's eyes gleamed. Perhaps. But unlike your Earth stories, they are clever, patient, and relentless. And they can adapt faster than your weapons. That is why I need humans. You are unpredictable, and that is your strength. He nodded slowly, understanding the weight of her words. Humans had survived countless dangers with creativity and courage. Perhaps it was those traits that made him, and others like him, valuable allies across the stars. As the days passed, Liara shared memories of Virelia, floating crystal cities above luminous lakes, forests that glowed in countless colors at night, and creatures that moved like living light. Ethan imagined the beauty, each description painting a world so unlike Earth yet filled with life and wonder. I hope your people can see you now, Ethan said one evening, watching her glow in the lounge's soft light. They would be proud. Liara's expression softened, a rare moment of vulnerability. Perhaps, but they have never seen what humans are capable of. You saved me once when I was young, though you do not remember. Your courage created a ripple through time. That is why I am here. Ethan's mind raced. I saved you. And now we are going to save your world together? She nodded. Yes, together. And you will see why humans are remarkable, Captain. Not because of weapons or strength, but because of your heart and mind. The next challenge came unexpectedly. A rogue asteroid, larger than any they had seen, appeared suddenly in the ship's path. Sensors flashed warnings as it hurtled toward them at incredible speed. Ethan acted immediately, plotting a new trajectory while Liara assisted, projecting energy fields to stabilize the ship's approach. The maneuver was tense. The asteroid loomed closer with every second, casting eerie shadows across the bridge. Ethan's hands moved swiftly, adjusting the thrusters, while Liara's energy shields flickered in synchronization. The ship shook violently as they passed. The asteroid surfaced, but they emerged unscathed. That was exciting, Liara said, laughing again, her glow intensifying with relief and amusement. I was beginning to think humans only survive by luck, Captain. But you think, that is admirable. Ethan shook his head, trying to hide his smile. Mostly luck, Princess. Mostly luck. Yet luck alone could not explain the partnership that had developed. Over the days, Ethan realized that humans and Virelians, despite differences in appearance and biology, shared core traits: curiosity, courage, and the will to protect life. Liara's playful nature reminded him that even in dire situations, hope and humor could flourish. One night, as the Aurora drifted past a cluster of gas giants, Liara floated beside Ethan, her eyes reflecting the swirling clouds of the planets. "Captain, do you know why I like humans?" she asked softly. He glanced at her. "No. Why?" "Because you do not give up," she said simply. "You find a way, even when nothing seems possible. That is why you saved me before, and that is why you will help me now. You are remarkable." Ethan felt a surge of pride, mixed with humility. He had never thought of himself as extraordinary, yet Liara's words reminded him that courage often came quietly, in choices made when no one was watching. The journey continued, each day bringing new challenges and lessons. The crew adapted to Liara's presence, fascinated by her knowledge of alien technology and her gentle humor. She taught them techniques to protect the ship from cosmic radiation, shared insights about alien species, and even demonstrated ways to enhance human energy shields using Virelian principles. "Your people are resilient," she said one evening, as they watched the stars. "I have seen civilizations crumble in the blink of an eye, yet humans endure. That is why I trust you." Ethan smiled. "Resilience is nothing special. It is simply not giving up. I think you would understand." "That, Princess, you've survived much yourself." Liara's smile returned, playful and bright. "Perhaps, but survival is sweeter with friends by your side, Captain. And you are a fine friend." As the Aurora approached the outskirts of Virelia's star system, the first hints of her planet became visible. A green-blue orb floated in the void, surrounded by rings of glittering particles. Ethan's breath caught at the sight. It was beautiful, serene, and yet he knew danger lurked beneath its glowing surface. Liara's excitement was evident. "We are almost home, Captain. Soon you will see the wonders of Virelia, and soon you will understand why your courage, human courage, matters more than you think." Ethan nodded, gripping the controls. "I hope I'm ready for what comes next." Liara's eyes twinkled with amusement. "Ready? Oh, Captain, you're about to do far more than survive. You are about to show the universe what humans can do." And with that, the Aurora began its descent toward the glowing bioluminescent planet, carrying with it the promise of adventure, courage, and the start of a partnership that would change both their worlds forever. The planet Virelia glowed beneath them like a jewel in the darkness of space. Swirling green and blue forests stretched as far as the eye could see, dotted with floating cities that shimmered like crystal. Ethan stared through the observation window of the Aurora, mesmerized by the beauty of this alien world. The bioluminescent forests seemed alive, pulses of light traveling through the trees like veins of energy. Princess Liara floated beside him, her glow reflecting in the glass. "Welcome home, Captain. This is my world, and soon it will need your help." Ethan nodded slowly. "It's breathtaking. I've never seen anything like it." Liara smiled, her playful nature returning. "There are wonders here that humans cannot even imagine. But there are also dangers, Captain. That is why you are here, to help me protect it." The Aurora descended toward one of the floating cities, delicate platforms suspended above a lake of shimmering crystal. Virelians moved gracefully across the walkways, their forms glowing softly in the twilight. As the ship landed on a docking platform, Ethan noticed the urgency in their movements. Guards carried energy devices and citizens hurried to and fro, aware of the threat that loomed over their world. Liara led Ethan through the city, explaining its history. Virelia has existed for millennia. Our people live in harmony with the energy of the planet. The forests, the lakes, even the air itself contains life-giving energy. But the Iron Legion does not care for life. They only seek to control and destroy. Ethan listened carefully, absorbing every detail. The more he learned, the more he understood the challenge ahead. He realized that defeating the Iron Legion would require more than weapons. It would require strategy, ingenuity, and courage. Their first stop was the city's central energy hub, a towering crystal structure that pulsed with light like a heartbeat. Virelian engineers worked tirelessly to maintain the energy flow, repairing damage caused by small incursions from the Iron Legion. Liara explained the weaponized potential of the energy, showing Ethan how it could power shields, defensive devices, and even ships. "You see, Captain," she said, her voice serious now, "this energy can protect Virelia if used correctly. But in the wrong hands, it becomes a weapon capable of immense destruction. The Iron Legion wants to harness it. That is why your human ingenuity is so important. You can see possibilities my people may overlook." Ethan nodded. "I'll do my best. I just hope it's enough." Liara's playful smile returned. "It will be. You humans often underestimate yourselves, but courage and cleverness are more powerful than you know." That evening, as the city settled into a quiet glow, Liara took Ethan on a tour of the forests. The trees glowed in shifting colors, and small creatures of pure light darted between the branches. Ethan was amazed. He had never seen life like this. Creatures that seemed to be made of energy, moving with intelligence and purpose. "These forests are alive in a way humans do not fully understand," Liara explained. "Every tree, every creature, every crystal contributes to the balance of our world. That is why the Iron Legion is so dangerous. They disrupt balance without care." As they walked, Liara revealed more about the secret Ethan had saved long ago. "Do you remember the battle I mentioned?" she asked, her eyes twinkling. Ethan shook his head. I really don't." Liara laughed softly. "Of course you don't. You were young, and it was brief. But you saved me from a collapse of energy crystals on a distant moon. Your actions sent ripples through space that allowed me to survive and grow. Without that moment, I would not be here today." Ethan stared, incredulous. "That was me? I don't even remember." Liara touched his arm lightly. "Yes, Captain. And now you are here again, to save more than one life. You see, humans have a habit of being more important than they realize." Their tour was interrupted by an urgent message from the city council. The Iron Legion had been spotted near a mining facility at the edge of the forest. Ethan and Liara hurried to a transport vessel, traveling quickly toward the site. The facility was a cluster of energy refining stations, and smoke rose from some of them. Mechanical drones scuttled across the ground, attempting to seize the energy crystals. Ethan assessed the situation. "We need a plan that uses both Virelian technology and human strategy," he said. Liara nodded. "I agree. We will sneak in and disable their machines before they can harness the energy. I will guide you, but your decisions will matter most." Operation was tense. Ethan and Liara moved through the shadows, avoiding patrolling drones. Ethan's knowledge of strategy helped them navigate traps and anticipate the Iron Legion's movements. Liara's energy manipulation allowed them to disable devices silently. At one point, Ethan spotted a massive energy extractor, larger than any drone. "That must be what they want," he whispered. Liara nodded. "Yes. If they activate it, the energy will be drained from the forest and the planet will suffer irreparable damage. We cannot let that happen." Ethan studied the machinery, considering human tactics. He directed Liara to create a temporary shield around the device while he carefully dismantled its power conduits. Sparks flew, but the shield protected them. For a tense moment, it seemed the extractor might activate, but Ethan's skill and Liara's support succeeded. The machine powered down, motionless. Liara's glow brightened in relief. "Well done, Captain. Your thinking is remarkable." Ethan smiled faintly. "Not remarkable, just careful and stubborn." But Liara laughed softly. "Sometimes that is exactly what is needed. Human stubbornness has saved more than one life, Captain. And today it saved a planet's forest." As they returned to the city, Ethan noticed how the people of Viralia reacted. Children peered at them in awe, and adults offered respectful nods. He realized that his presence, combined with Liara's guidance, had inspired hope. Humans could make a difference even in distant worlds. That night, Liara and Ethan discussed their next steps. "The Iron Legion is clever," she said, her playful glow dimming slightly. "They will not stop. This was only a scout. The real attack will come soon. We must prepare the cities and the forest for defense." Ethan considered the challenge. "We'll need to combine human and Virelian tactics, coordinate the defenses and anticipate their moves. It won't be easy, but..." He paused. "Humans have faced worse, haven't we?" Liara smiled, her glow returning to its playful brilliance. "Yes, Captain, and that is why I trust you. The Iron Legion may be relentless, but together, humans and Virelians can be unstoppable." Over the next few days, Ethan learned more about Virelia's defenses, the energy systems, and the lives of its people. He trained with the Virelian guards, sharing human combat techniques and improvisation skills. Liara taught him to channel energy fields for shields and movement, blending alien technology with human ingenuity. "You are quick to learn, Captain," Liara said one evening. "I think the human's adaptability is unmatched. You take what exists and make it better. That is why I am here with you. Because even in a galaxy of wonders, humans have something no machine can replicate: creativity, courage, and heart." Ethan felt a sense of pride, but also humility. He was just one human among billions, yet his actions mattered. He realized that heroism was not about strength alone, but about making the right choices, inspiring others, and never giving up. As the twin moons of Virelia rose above the forests, casting a silver light over the floating cities, Ethan and Liara looked out over the landscape. "Tomorrow," Liara said softly, "we begin the final preparations. The Iron Legion will come and we must be ready. Are you prepared, Captain?" Ethan tightened his jaw, determination shining in his eyes. "I am. For you, for your people, and for every life this planet holds." Liara smiled, her glow bright and steady. "Good. That is all I need to hear. Humans are remarkable indeed, Captain. And together, we will protect Virelia." And as they stood there, side by side, watching the forests and cities glow beneath the alien sky, Ethan realized that he was no longer just a visitor. He was part of something larger, a mission that mattered across the stars. With courage, creativity, and a little human stubbornness, he would face whatever challenges came next. And he would do it with Princess Liara by his side. The galaxy was vast, the dangers were real, and the adventure had only just begun. The twin moons of Virelia rose high in the sky, casting silver light across the floating cities and glowing forests. The aurora hovered above the central city, its hull reflecting the luminescent glow of the energy hubs. Captain Ethan Cole stood at the command deck, staring at the approaching horizon. He could see the first signs of the Iron Legion's machines, small drones and massive war constructs moving methodically toward the city. Princess Liara floated beside him, her glow steady and intense. "They are coming, Captain," she said. "The Iron Legion is relentless, but we are ready. Remember, courage, creativity, and teamwork will win this battle. Your human ingenuity will make all the difference." Ethan nodded, feeling the weight of responsibility. He had faced danger before, but nothing like this. Entire cities were at stake, and the enemy was unlike any human or alien force he had encountered. The Iron Legion was precise, adaptable, and merciless. Yet standing beside Liara, he felt a confidence he had never known before. Together they could face this threat. "Prepare the energy shields," Liara commanded. "Activate the defensive grids around the city. We will lure them into a trap, but only if the humans and Varelians work together seamlessly." Ethan relayed orders to the Aurora's crew, integrating Varelian technology with human tactics. The human engineers adjusted the shield's frequencies, making them compatible with Liara's energy pulses. The city's defenders moved into positions, combining alien agility and human strategy. As the Iron Legion drew closer, the first attacks began. Small drones swooped down, attempting to disable the shields. Ethan analyzed their patterns quickly and directed countermeasures. The Varelian defenders moved with elegance and precision, while humans set traps and barriers using clever distractions and timing. Liara fought alongside them, her energy wings flaring as she deflected attacks and guided civilians to safety. "Captain, your humans are remarkable," she shouted over the roar of the battle. "See what your creativity and courage can achieve?" Ethan smiled briefly, focusing on coordinating attacks. "It's teamwork, Princess. That's what matters." Thew. First wave of the Iron Legion was repelled, but Ethan knew this was only the beginning. A larger force approached, a massive war machine pulsing with energy and surrounded by smaller drones. Its metal frame gleamed in the moonlight and its sensors locked onto the city with deadly precision. "That is their commander," Liara said, her voice tense but calm. "If we can disable it, the rest may retreat. But it will not be easy." Ethan assessed the situation. "We'll need a combination of strategy and daring. I have an idea." He outlined a plan to Liara. Use the energy channels in the forest to amplify human and Varelian attacks, lure the commander into the traps, and use the combined force to disable it. Liara's eyes sparkled with excitement. "Brilliant, Captain. Let's show them the power of humans and Varelians together." The battle intensified. Ethan led a small strike team into the forest, using human tactics to avoid the commander's sensors. Varelian energy barriers protected them as they moved, and Liara's guidance allowed them to manipulate the environment strategically. Trees glowed brighter, streams of energy pulsed through crystals, and the forest itself became an ally. Thew. Iron Legion commander approached the city, massive and relentless. Ethan signaled, and Liara unleashed a surge of energy through the forest channels. The ground trembled and energy beams struck the commander, slowing its advance. Humans and Varelians attacked in unison, exploiting its momentary weakness. Ethan darted forward, using his ingenuity to find a weak point in the commander's armor. He directed the team, setting traps and luring drones into energy nets. Sparks flew as machinery clashed with energy shields, and Liara's playful laughter rang out amidst the chaos. "Captain, you are extraordinary," she shouted. Ethan ducked, under a beam of energy, adjusting a control panel with rapid precision. "We're not done yet," the commander roared, its sensors scanning for threats. Ethan realized they needed a final move. He combined human creativity with Liara's energy manipulation, creating a concentrated pulse that would disrupt the commander's power core. The strike was dangerous. If it failed, they could be crushed. But Ethan's confidence in their teamwork kept him steady. "Now, Princess," he shouted. Liara flared her energy wings, channeling the pulse. Ethan activated the human devices, directing energy beams into the commander's core. There was a moment of tension as the machine resisted, sparks flying in all directions. Then, with a deafening roar, the Iron Legion commander collapsed, its drones scattering in confusion. The city defenders cheered, and Ethan allowed himself a brief smile. That went well. Liara hovered beside him, her glow brighter than ever. "Remarkable, Captain. Humans are truly extraordinary. See what you have accomplished?" Ethan nodded, scanning the city. Though the battle was not fully over, the Iron Legion had been stopped for now. Citizens emerged from shelters, cheering for the combined forces that had saved their homes. Humans and Varelians had fought side by side, showing courage, creativity, and unity. Liara turned to him. her playful smile softening. "You have exceeded my expectations, Captain. You reminded everyone why humans are special. You did not just fight. You inspired hope." Ethan felt a surge of pride tempered by humility. He had acted not for glory, but because it was the right thing to do. Yet seeing the impact of their actions made him understand the true power of courage and ingenuity. The aftermath of the battle was a mixture of relief and preparation. Engineers repaired damaged energy hubs while humans and Varelians worked together to strengthen the city's defenses. Ethan continued to coordinate, learning more about Varelian technology and sharing human tactics. That night, as the moons reflected off the crystal lakes, Liara approached him. "Captain, you have shown the universe what humans can do, but remember, the Iron Legion commander may have been defeated, but others remain. We must stay vigilant." Ethan nodded. "We will. We've learned a lot today. And we've proven that even in the most difficult battles, courage, teamwork, and creativity can make a difference." Liara's glow softened, and she placed a gentle hand on his arm. "And that is why I trust you, Captain. Not because you are strong, but because you are human. And humans, you never give up." Ethan smiled faintly, feeling a deep connection with her words. "I suppose stubbornness is one of our greatest strengths." Liara laughed softly. "Yes, and it is a strength that has saved my world today. Tomorrow, we will prepare for the next challenge. But for now, we celebrate." As the city rested under the glowing moons, humans and Varelians shared stories, laughter, and gratitude. The battle had shown that despite differences in appearance, species, or origin, courage and heart were universal. Ethan realized that heroism was not about one person, it was about inspiring others, combining strengths and never losing hope. And so, the night passed with quiet triumph. Ethan stood beside Liara, looking out over the city and the forests beyond. The Iron Legion had been stopped, but the galaxy was vast, and dangers were far from over. Yet he felt ready. With Liara at his side, and the bond between humans and Varelians growing stronger, he knew they could face whatever threats lay ahead. For Ethan Cole, the battle for Varelia had proven something more than victory. It had proven that humans, with their courage, ingenuity, and heart, could change the course of events across the stars. And as the first light of Varelia's sun touched the city, the promise of new adventures shone brightly, waiting for the next challenge that would test both human and Varelian courage to the fullest. The battle for Varelia was over, at least for now. The Iron Legion had retreated, their massive war machines scattered, and the city's energy shields hummed steadily, undisturbed. Captain Ethan Cole stood on one of the floating platforms, gazing at the city below. Lights shimmered in the crystal lakes. The forests glowed softly, and the citizens moved with cautious joy, rebuilding and celebrating the victory. Princess Liara floated beside him, her glow warm and gentle. "It is a beautiful sight, isn't it?" she asked. Ethan nodded. "It is. Hard to believe how much was at stake just a few days ago." Liara smiled, playful as ever, yet a deep sense of gratitude shimmered in her eyes. "Yes, and it is thanks to you, Captain. Your courage, your creativity, your stubbornness, they all mattered. You have saved lives, inspired hope, and reminded my people why unity is so powerful." Ethan shrugged, trying to hide his modest pride. "I didn't do it alone. Your people fought bravely too. And you led them with courage and wisdom." Liara laughed softly. "Perhaps, but you humans, you have a way of turning even simple ideas into greatness. I saw it in battle. I saw it in how you think, how you adapt, how you never give up. That is why I am here, Captain, because humans matter." Ethan felt a surge of warmth at her words. He had faced countless challenges in his life, but nothing compared to this. Standing on an alien world, beside a being of incredible power and grace, having made a difference that stretched beyond his understanding. The next few days were filled with preparation and celebration, Humans and Varelians worked side by side, repairing damages, reinforcing energy grids, and sharing knowledge. Ethan trained the Varelian defenders in human tactics, teaching improvisation, strategic planning, and adaptive thinking. Liara taught him more about Varelian energy manipulation, blending their skills to create defenses stronger than either could achieve alone. This cooperation, it is remarkable, Ethan said one evening, watching the city from a high platform. Humans and Varelians working together. I never imagined it could be like this. Liara hovered beside him, her glow reflecting in the crystal lakes below. That is the lesson of today, Captain. Differences do not divide us, they can strengthen us. Courage, creativity, and heart are universal. You have shown that humans can change the course of events across the stars. Ethan smiled faintly. I hope we won't have to fight again soon. Liara chuckled. Perhaps not immediately. But adventures have a way of finding the curious and the brave. And you are certainly both. Amidst the celebration, Ethan was introduced to the city's council. Leaders and elders expressed their gratitude, and citizens offered gifts of glowing crystals, delicate woven fabrics, and intricate sculptures. Ethan felt humbled by their generosity, realizing that heroism was not just about action. It was about inspiring hope and building trust across worlds. One evening, as the moons rose above the glowing forest, Liara guided Ethan to a quiet overlook. The city sprawled beneath them, illuminated by soft energy lights, and the forests glimmered with life. Captain, Liara said softly, there is something I wish to share with you. The moment I mentioned before, the one you do not remember, you truly saved my life. I was young, untrained, and trapped under energy crystals. You acted without hesitation. That act of courage allowed me to grow, to lead, and to protect my people. Without you, I would not be here today. Ethan felt a mix of surprise and humility. I had no idea. I was just doing what felt right. Liara's playful smile returned. And that is exactly why humans are extraordinary. You do not act for glory or reward. You act because it is right. That is courage, Captain. That is why I sought you across the stars, and that is why I trust you now. For a long moment they simply stood together, looking at the world that Ethan had helped protect. The air was filled with quiet energy, the soft hum of life and civilization continuing despite the trials they had faced. As the days passed, Ethan and Liara continued to strengthen their bond and prepare Varelia for any future threats. Humans and Varelians trained together, shared knowledge, and celebrated their differences. The Iron Legion had been repelled, but the lessons of the battle remained clear. Courage, creativity, and cooperation could overcome even the most advanced adversaries. During a quiet moment, Liara teased Ethan. Do you remember how frightened you were the first time you faced the drones in the forest? Ethan laughed softly. I was cautious, not frightened. There's a difference. Liara floated closer, glowing softly. Perhaps, but even then, you acted with determination. You did not hesitate. That is why humans are remarkable. Ethan smiled, feeling a sense of belonging he had never known. I suppose we have our strengths, stubbornness, curiosity, and hope. Liara's eyes twinkled. Yes, and hope is the most important of all. That is why I am here with you, Captain. Together, humans and Varelians can face any challenge. The celebration continued in the city, but Ethan knew that their adventures were far from over. The galaxy was vast, full of wonders and dangers alike. But he also knew that with courage, creativity, and allies like Liara, humanity could rise to any challenge. One evening, as the last of the city lights glimmered and the forests hummed softly, Liara turned to Ethan. Captain, would you stay on Varelia, or would you return to your people? Ethan considered the question carefully. Earth was home, but Varelia had become something more. A world where his choices had mattered, where he had made a difference beyond imagination. "I think I will stay for a while," he said finally. "To help, to learn, and to continue this adventure." Liara's glow brightened, her playful smile returning. "Excellent. Then we shall face the future together, and perhaps find more adventures along the way." As the first light of Virelia's sun touched the glowing forests, Ethan felt a sense of peace and purpose. He had learned that heroism was not about strength alone, but about courage, ingenuity, and heart. Humans, with their determination and hope, could make a difference anywhere in the galaxy. Liara floated beside him, radiant and playful, yet filled with a deep sense of trust. "Captain, you have reminded everyone why humans are extraordinary, and I am glad you are here." Ethan smiled. "And I'm glad to be here, Princess, for Virelia, for its people, and for the adventure." The day dawned over the crystal, lakes and floating cities, painting the world in shimmering light. Ethan and Liara stood together, ready for whatever the future held. The Iron Legion may still exist and challenges may arise, but they knew one thing: courage, creativity, and the bonds between species could overcome any obstacle. And as the Aurora rested quietly in the city's docking bay, Ethan realized that the universe was no longer a place of unknown dangers. It was a canvas for bravery, friendship, and hope. Humanity had proven itself, not through conquest or power, but through heart, ingenuity, and a willingness to rise to the challenge. Liara reached for his hand, playful and warm. "Captain, the stars are waiting. Shall we explore them together?" Ethan nodded, a smile spreading across his face. "Yes, Princess. Together." And with that, they looked toward the horizon, where the glowing forests met the sky, ready to face new adventures, protect the innocent, and show the galaxy the remarkable courage of humans. The bond between human and alien had been forged through trials, laughter, and courage. It would endure, reaching across the stars, a shining example of what could be achieved when hope, ingenuity, and heart guided every choice. Virelia was safe, for now. But the galaxy was vast, and the promise of adventure was endless. And together, Captain Ethan Cole and Princess Liara would meet it side by side, proving that humans were truly extraordinary.